to the late game. They want to sustain as much as possible. So if you go along those lines, taking out the Estes prevents them from doubling down on that strategy. And now Revival's going to ban out the Franco for Fossa. So any sort of, ability to lock down to force Revival into a bad position, they don't want that.
Yeah, they don't want that. I mean, they do not want anything to be... They don't want this. They don't like disruptors. You see, the Grog ban, the Keto ban, the Franco ban. All these are disruptors. They're gonna split your team composition wide open, and the whole team is gonna be just like Stellark in game number 1. I went in. I'm at the back. Oh no, you went in. I'm at the back. It's a very big miscommunication that is gonna be happening around there. So they do not want a Franco. They did displace them at all. That's why they ban away the Franco. But Stellark picking up the Karina. So it's definitely going to be a tanky Karina. Yeah, it's going to be a very thick tanky Karina, right? Probably. They themselves want to sustain too.
Yeah, they do. Well, they haven't picked up something for Fossa yet. So Fossa has the option to go into tank or an Enchantress style kind of. Yeah, he could do a support. And in that case, OhDeerBambi could play damage if he really wanted to. And the thing is, OhDeerBambi with this Karina is going to be able to be immune to some of the damage put out by Peace as well.
Yep, way more immune. Just constantly healing on and on and on again. Oh, did I saw his mouth says Angela? No. I saw him mouthing Angela. Like, is Fossa going to be playing at... No. Fossa is not an Angela. Wait, or is he? I said he wasn't a Faramis player and out came a Faramis. So, does it work the other way? Hopefully it works the other way.
He has played the Angela.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he has played. And it could gel with this composition. If you want to go, the hard guard onto the Claude, especially when he goes in with the Blazing Duet or OhDeerBambi, because OhDeerBambi does dive a lot into the backline. So it could definitely help, especially if OhDeerBambi goes into the tank build. They have some of that, but there you go. A signature pick, jaw hit. I was going to say Fossa on the jaw hit, not jaw hit on the Fossa.
I mean, it was close. I mean, technically, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But Fossa on his signature jaw hit. 50% win rate here, 9% pick rate. This is his comfort. He wants to displace LY4. He wants to displace QDX Love, deny them from any sort of objective or even an initiation. So, Fossa right here on the comfort. OhDeerBambi on his comfort. Holler, SCRUBBYCHEEKS. Last game of the day.
I feel like this is a hit-to-hit fight. They're going just butting hits at each other with this draft here. But oh my goodness, Holler, looking at the drafts, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm not stressed out like those guys, right? Who have to play for their lives at this point, right? It's a tournament stake. Everything is on the line for these guys. And of course, when you're going into a draft, you want to make sure that you're playing your comfort picks, right? Fossa getting that jaw head is going to be huge. I think that's a great last pick. Really rounds out the draft as they go into this one. But let's talk a little bit about the Farza. Yes, it had a 33% win rate in terms of the entire league, but what we've seen thus far in these first 2 games, any team that picks up the Farza will usually pull out that victory, but we're going to have to find out. Everything is on the line if we go into game 3 here.
That's true. I mean, maybe you look at the Farza as an indication, right? But in the mid lane, already knock up onto Chu here, takes half of his HP out. And this is actually true Esmeralda in the mid lane again. So Sync, once again, they're pulling a lane swapperoo here.
Yeah, you might as well, I think. I think this Uranus is going to be kind of annoying to deal with at some point. You want to just slow down Sync as much as possible. Maybe you get yourself into a better position. But the call has been made. I'm okay with that call as well. But if we're looking at what Revival are doing, Swirled does need to be careful. LY4 is going to join the party, but Fossa backs off here. No real damage.
Yep, nice zoning there to ensure that they secure, some mid lane control there. Got the lethal in favor of Stellark as well. So it's looking good so far. But you see that I think both teams, they're gonna want to contest objectives. Huge contest, because LY4 on the Bauman especially, we always talk about how it's kind of like 2 retributions, right? And OhDeerBambi building the Demon Slayer, going for a more tanky route. In this case.
Okay. LY4 almost, I hate to put so much pressure on this guy, but Revival kind of live or die on this guy based on how he's having a game. But oh, nice ejector, throws him back. They flicker to safety. Everything is fine. Everyone, calm down, guys. Calm down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Fossa, this is what exactly you have to be afraid of, right? The fact that he can just displace you, put you out of a prime position where you want to be at, and that's going to make it harder for Swirled especially, as well as Peace. where they have to just be very wary of how they want to engage in team fights.
Yeah, the most important thing about MLBB is the fact of positioning, right? And being forced out of that situation, out of that comfort zone, being into the heart of the enemy team, you're going to have a rough time. And Fossa is perfect at that. He just loves throwing people left and right. But let's talk a little bit about this turtle here as it goes back into its lair.
I mean, Stellark's trying to leash it, but Fossa's not level 4 yet, so they don't have a lot of priority over this. LY4 has his ultimate as well as the retreat to be able to secure that on top of Swirled with the huge feathered airstrike. So you can see Revival trying to make the best of, you know, just pulling it their way, but Stellark isn't letting up.
They're not letting up, but they've kind of, both teams have kind of disengaged at this point. And they're like, yeah, actually the turtle's not really worth it. We really can't deal with it. Ryan was about half-life. And he's not that tanky machine yet, but now Stellark are starting this one off. Chew, gonna provide a little bit of vision here, but who's gonna go for this one? QDX Love does get the knockup on OhDeerBambi, and they do find LY4, and they do get first blood. Chew will secure that one. The feathered airstrike, that's gonna do some damage. Stink running for his life. Fossa is fine, and it looks like the turtle has gone the way of Stellark, and that's pretty much what you want, but Fossa is gonna be left for dead.
I will take that trade any day, right? A jungler for a roamer here. And on top of that, Stellark secures the turtle for themselves. Great isolation and pinning down LY4 to prevent him from securing that turtle.
Really good play, really good play. And of course, you know, you make fun of the fact that Fossa died. As a fellow support player, I feel it too, man. Support lives matter. Okay?
You're so empathetic.
I know.
You get bitter and you get like,
I'm an angry old man. That's all I'm saying, right? But Fossa here, completely on point. Again, his just vision, everything that he's doing, his movement is for a reason. He's trying to find that perfect play, setting his team up for that great initiation.
Not just that, right? I mean, yes, he goes in, and if they manage to pull off the burst damage hole in the meantime, they'll right at the top side.
Yeah, he's fine. The Ionic Edge, he's not fine. He's dead. OhDeerBambi will secure that one. He's just not tanky enough. I mean, we saw it in yesterday's series where Diablo from RSG was playing the Uranus, and it was just, oh, the Blazing Duet. Oh, Peace barely gets away. But again, it was Diablo playing with the Uranus yesterday, and it was super tanky, but he's not at that critical mass yet.
Not just it. And, you know, when you're 1 against 2, it's going to be a tough fight as well. But the thing is, Revival also recognizing that they were trying to gank up top and got subbing off for themselves in the mid lane. Looking at the emblems here, Fossa with the pull yourself together, more regen as well as movement speed going his way compared to QDX Love, opting for the concussive blast. So he's gonna, you know, have a bit less time on that flicker compared
to the nice wave the dragon, kicking it back. Fossa, he does what Fossa wanted to do, was find that guy, eject him back in, but really well played there by QDX Love.
Just when I was talking about that, right? Doesn't matter. Flicker doesn't matter. He gets it anyway. But the thing is, Fossa's going to have a slightly lower cooldown on that. So, yes, QDX Love might pull off some Way of the Dragons, but we'll see, right? It's really these two butting hits in terms of how much we can isolate someone, pick off someone, and make this an unfair fight for the other team. Now, LY4 are going to go ahead and get this free turtle in his favor.
Okay. Revival have done one thing, and I love the fact that they took the 5-minute break and they're like, hey, we're giving up way too many turtles. Let's not put ourselves in that situation. Let's try to prioritize it. They did get the kill on Fossa. That was a really nice play set up by QDX Love, but it turned into a turtle. Whenever you make a play, it needs to go into something else. It needs to, you know, eventually evolve into that great play.
Well, I mean, they've been making full use of that so far. And Revival, 3 against 2, although the gold lead is pretty even, and Stellark actually has a bit ahead of them. So these two teams right now...
Oh, LY4, bad spot there. They found him with Fossa. It looks like they gave OhDeerBambi, and it looks like QDX Love, very low. Sync is trying to run for his life. He's getting crossbowed and tanked to death, and Peace turns it up on his SmellyCat. Isn't able to get the kill on SmellyCat, but he's already got 2 kills.
Perfect target that he landed and procced all the weakness points on Sync and then on SmellyCat as well to force him out. Well played there, definitely. And just when I was talking about them going head-to-head, right?
Yeah.
Again, it was a bit of a trade in that middle lane.
Yeah, crossbows of Tang turning into crossbows of Ching because he got all that gold with those 2 kills. That's going to really help them out. But now let's talk a little bit about the bottom lane. Fossa trying to get the ejector, the Blazing Duet. Peace, no real way you can get out of this one. Completely left for dead. Fossa and, SmellyCat just turning that one on.
I mean, finally some answer back because Peace actually has been getting ahead in this bottom lane, really pressuring down SmellyCat to his turret. And I mean, yes, Quad is a very late game hero, so unfortunately he's not been able to. But Fossa now ganking the bottom is definitely giving him that leg up, and they might look for something more on this bottom side.
Yeah, they're going to stick around. Fossa has been scouted, so I think Revival will play it a little bit safe. I mean, the minion wave, yes, has crashed in, but that's going to be kind of setting themselves up for the next turtle, which is, of course, up in about 5 seconds. But now Revival need to figure out how they can get some space, how they can kind of zone it out so they can kind of protect themselves on this turtle here.
Well, looking at that, they already got an injector onto QDX Love just to try to zone him out, but LY4, he probably is going to secure this.
Who gets a 50-50? LY4 will secure that turtle. That's going to be a second one for them. They needed them going into this game, and they've done quite well with 2 turtles to their team.
Stellark actually 2 against 1 now. So again, they are even, but now it looks like they want the kills.
Oh, do they get it? QDX Love now on the run. Feathered Airstrike doing some work. Fossa solo. He has to back off. OhDeerBambi, he's going to be left for dead. LY4 says lethal counter, and he kills him on that one. But now Chu on the run. It looks like they're going to get away here.
Yeah, I mean, Chu does have, you know, some sustainability. They got what they wanted, right? Took down OhDeerBambi. I think that was enough for them at the moment, so choosing to disengage. And now Revival again, just slowly edging their lead. And that's what I guess they want to do, right? Just increase the gap bit by bit and slowly chunk at the turrets. You can see right now they have slight control in terms of the HPs of the mid and the top lane turrets.
This feels like a very different game, right? The fact that the laning phase, Stellark are actually doing the worse off. I mean, we've seen that Stellark in the first 2 games had just done a great laning phase. The first game they lost because they made some mistakes. But Revival have changed things up. They understand that, hey, we got to put our team in a better position to win by having a better laning phase, and they've done that thus far, especially with his 1K net worth lead.
They do have to be careful of SmellyCat though, because yes, they lose the Stellark might lose the early, especially on SmellyCat. But with that Avarice emblem, he's going to try to build up as much items as he can as soon as possible. And the moment he hits those power spikes, he's going to be able to dish out the damage he needs. QDX Love going in a bit aggressive here in the jungle, but in the backline.
Yeah, he did find Swirled. He's going to fly out to safety. Chu's going to back off here. LY4 now they're going to be on the run, but do they go back in? The Feathered Airstrike is going to be used. They're going to just zone it out, and Stellark go like, bye-bye.
Okay, they maybe kind of baited that out, right? And now it's one huge ultimate down on the side of Revival. Now Stellark, they can clear up the lanes, put some pressure down the bottom before they rotate up to this next objective, so they want to force something.
Yeah, they're trying to force something, but you know they're not getting anything. Revival, no. They're like, oh yeah, we've used this ult, but we don't care. We can defend all 3 lanes. We have no issues. Come at us, bro. That's what I would think. That's what I would say.
You would say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're saying that there on the desk, but Sink in some trouble. Black Shoes already popped.
He's been kicked away. He's got the Way of Dragon to the lethal counter, and they're just completely out-positioning people. Revival have done a great job with that.
Revival, now they've turned the tables. Yes, they had 1 death down, but now bottom turret has been taken by Peace, and to top that off, 1 kill up on Sing. So LY4 gonna go ahead, rotating to this Lord.
Okay, this is the Revival we know. Again, they take a kill, they turn it into objective. They've got the spacing, they have the right positioning, they have the damage as well. Fossa just kind of taking most of this one here. But that Lord is getting gone on. Did a lot of damage on that one. But Chu backing off OhDeerBambi. Mind you, they're going to go for the Blazing Duet. He's going to do a lot of damage. It's going to be spread around, but no! He gets killed. Swirled will secure that one. LY4 now on the run. He's going to just zone him out with his Whirlwind attack, and he's going to back off here.
Nice play there by SmellyCat, so timely as well to push the members of Revival back. And I think it was Stellark. Oh my gosh, LY4!
They're trying to go for this one. LY4 barely alive. Sink will secure the turret, so they got something. Now they're going to back off. Stellark realizing that, hey, we got what we wanted.
They got what they wanted and more, right? They got the Lord, they got the mid-tier 1 turret as well. So that's huge advantage going their way. And OhDeerBambi actually opting for the Calamity Reaper here. So it seems like he's going for a damagey build here. Fossa is the one that is just towing the front line for them.
Yeah, the Lord is going to push the mid lane, and it's completely changed, right? The net worth lead now is swung to Stellark. It further increases with that outer turret bottom. They'll take that one. The Lord is just providing so much attention here because they have to deal with this one. But bottom turret is going to be taken by Stellark.
Making use of that Lord coming down. They've already chipped down. Feathered Airstrike coming out to be able to clear the minions and force Stellark to back away a little bit. And now, again, Revival on the backseat. This game has been absolutely back and forth.
This is what we wanted. Game 3, we knew that they were both going to fight. Every one of these guys wants it, right? Which team wants it more? That's what we're going to have to find out. But it looks like Stellark have figured out something. They found some openings in this defense. They put on a lot of pressure here, and now Revival have to be feeling a little bit scared, right? They're on the back foot. How do we get back in this game?
Well, it's patience, right? And if we know Revival,
that's something
they
I don't have.
not you for sure, but they have it. We've seen them display that so much, their ability to wait out, look for their opportunity to come back into the game. And especially when we talk about in draft Ryan on this Uranus as well, the ability to sustain themselves in these later parts of the fights. So it's just waiting out for that chance. When it emerges, you know that Revival will take it. And I think it really comes down to what they do just before an objective spawns. If they can force a fight, pick someone off, and then convert that into the Lord.
Finding that pickoff is just so difficult, right? Both of these teams are very seasoned in the sense that they understand the game state, right? The map awareness is there. They understand how they're going to do that. We haven't really seen that one person that's just like, ha, 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 I'm just walking in the jungle all by myself, and then gets picked off.
I think that just happens to maybe you and your ranked game.
Well, I like that. Well, I like that.
Right?
Huh?
But now,
come at me,
Stellark,
bro.
they're trying to split the fight.
Oh, OhDeerBambi. He's going to be all by himself, though. Okay, I was talking about one guy just being all by himself. OhDeerBambi right there, huh? Bit of a mistake, huh?
No, I mean, this is not a good time. The Lord is also coming up. So, OhDeerBambi with 30 seconds to his death timer as well. Revival gonna go ahead and make use of that. Now, crowding around this objective, and Ryan also making sure that the top side is cleared.
Revival have been like green light, go for Lord. OhDeerBambi is down for another 15 seconds, which is an eternity at this stage. We do have Retribution. We can get this. Feathered Airstrike, that's going to be used. Sync will Black Shoes to safety. He's fine for now, but that Lord, that's what they want to try to go for. Chu trying to find it. The Blazing Duet, that's going to do some damage, but Chu's going to back off here. SmellyCat is all by himself. Now it's the Lord is so low. LY4 will secure that kill, but they got no kills in return, but that's pretty decent for them. Now Pieces on the run, trying to get to safety. He's fine. Nobody died except for the Lord.
Oh my goodness, what is this team fight? That's absolutely insane. And you could see SmellyCat trying to look for an opening to go in and pop the Blazing Duet. But when he did, I don't know if this is pure luck or timing, but Peace also popped his crossbow tang, and there was so much invulnerability coming from that. That was crazy.
A lot of damage, a lot going on, and my gosh, the game is so close. Yes, it says 9-4, but net worth, that's the only thing that matters at this stage, right? In terms of just who has the most items, but let's look at this Lord pushing the bottom lane. Stellark, nobody's in position. It looks like almost all of Revival are in the bottom lane here.
Yeah, they're gonna want to make use of that, right? Sieging and pushing down on this bottom lane as well. And looking at the items, you can see they're pretty much farmed up now. SmellyCat securing that Wind of Nature for himself, but also an Athena shield, so he needs to be able to protect himself from that Feathered Airstrike that's coming out right now.
And they're going to be used. I mean, this is just going to cover the Lord. He's going to do as much damage as possible. But look at what Fossa was doing. He's trying to attract the attention elsewhere, but it looks like they haven't been able to do much. The Lord has been taken. The inhibitor turret has not fallen yet, but again, the mid turret is up, so they have a little breathing space, at least for now. Stellark, it looks like now they're on the defense.
Well, it's Revival's turn to siege this down, right? They have they used the Lord, and they already took down the bottom inhibitor turret. Now just going ahead to clear up the rest of the lane. So they're just chunking down at Stellark's defenses.
They've taken down all of the inner turrets right now. The inhibitor turrets are their last bastions of hope. They need to keep themselves alive. The bottom one had been taken at that point. Now Fossa's looking for a flank, but he's by himself. Now, Stellark, how do you play this one? Your jungle camps have all been taken. You have no farm at this point. You got to find some sort of pickoff maybe? Like, what do you need to do?
I mean, again, right, if you can find that, I think that would be best. And it's also on Stellark not to make mistakes or misposition themselves, because we've seen time and again, if you are isolated, Revival will be able to leverage that and take you out. So that's not gonna be a good look for them. And Revival now, they're gonna be very objective focused, making sure that they have lane priorities across the map and aim to take this Lord.
Smart play, right? Regroup it, let it come, you know, the lanes are all crashing in the other lanes. You have so much space right now. I mean, the only thing is that you would want the Lord to, you know, to respawn a little bit faster at this stage, but you're taking what you can get. Push the mid lane, force it down Stellark's throat. They need to react to that. Then you have a little bit of an opening in terms of getting that next Lord. And Ryan, again, this Uranus is starting to get a little tanky. Very difficult for Stellark to deal with.
You can see they are throwing it out, Chu and Ryan, because they have so much sustainability and they both have immortalities as well. The Lord has spawned, so you can see Revival already pushing their advantage here with the lanes, but Stellark, they're rotating downwards.
They're going to go
the
for conceal
play.
They're going to go for this. This is all in. They got to figure something out. LY4 is by himself, but they don't really have the damage. Even if Fossa were to go in for this one, Sync doesn't really have enough to deal with this. Now they need the rest of the team. Revival are making their way here. This is going to be the fight that maybe ends this game, but it looks like they turned it around. The Way of the Dragon kicks them back. They've already got Sync, and it looks like Fossa's going to be left alone. Maybe he gets swirled, but Fossa's going to be left for dead. He does get swirled in return. The Blazing Duet, that's going to be used. The image back to safety, but Fossa's already been killed, and it might have been too much. Can KV go on? Chu's going to be left for dead as well. That's going to be the second life. OhDeerBambi, no real way to save him. Chu is going to be killed, and now it looks like this is going to be a free Lord for Revival. Have they done it?
Amazing play there. They found Stellark in the bushes. That conceal blade didn't quite work out for them. And even though Stellark was trying to engage on that, SmellyCat going in with the damage, but Fossa, he found the unstoppable force onto him to stop that ultimate as well, while Peace, on the flip side, managed to proc his onto Chu. So in the end, it was Revival again coming out on top of the fight, and they're just they want to siege with this Lord. I think it's a question of, will they be able to end with this?
Yeah, it's going to be close. I mean, the lanes right now, Stellark need to just push out the lanes, create as much space as possible, delay the inevitable, figure out what you can do. Then you can maybe make another play as the Lord crashes into the bottom lane, the weakest one right now. But now Uranus, Ryan is all by himself. There's no way he gets out of position on this one. SmellyCat does have the damage, but he doesn't have the control to deal with this Uranus.
And he's been trying, right? You see him going into the backline, diving, trying to take out any member. But the thing is, everyone on Revival is so tanky, save for Peace and Swirled, and he just can't find them.
All three lanes crashing in. The inhibitor turret, that's the second one. The Lord is in the bottom lane as well, and Stellark need to rotate. They need to deal with this one. How Revival end up capitalizing on this Lord push. Okay, they're going to let him die here. They're going to back off for now. And if you're looking at what Fossa's doing, he's trying to create space by maybe looking for that pickoff. He's not able to do that. He's going to be all left alone by now.
Feels like they wanted to sync up the waves, but it wasn't crashing in all at once. That being said, they're still going to go for the top side, though. Feathered Airstrike just to make sure that they have the zone capability to do that. And Revival, they might look to press this, just trying to clear up minions as well. But they spot Fossa. They're going for him.
Oh, they're backing off. And that's, I guess, the attention. I mean, all five of them, literally everybody is angry at Fossa. He gets the speed dash. He's going to go in. And I mean, this is space created, I guess. With Fossa going left, going right. I feel like we need the Benny Hill music. He flickers over to the wall. He's got the turrets, and he's going to try to go. He's going to spam the recall, but it looks like Peace is going to be the last one. He's like, Fossa, where are you going to go? I got you, Peace. I mean, he's going to just pick him off at that one point. It's just, okay, it's a stare down.
This is insane. You've seen plays where they try to distract the enemy team and go maybe midway through, but Fossa made it all the way to the base and hung there for, I don't know what it was, a full minute?
Full minute right there, but the respawn timer, that's the problem. Now, if we're looking at the rest of Stellark, they're pushing in the bottom lane. They're trying to create space. Oh, they're going to find 2DX Love. They go for the ambush, and he actually gets away to safety. He does have the revive in worst case scenario, but now Stellark made a play. It failed. Now they back off.
But this is so good. I mean, look, just that one play with Fossa, Stellark has pushed out their minion waves already. So Revival, again, now they need to go back, reset, clear up the waves, and then look at the next objective. Stellark, they've delayed it, like you said. They've delayed it. Is this the inevitable?
Yeah, inevitable. I'm not entirely sure. This is one of those moments where, yeah, Fossa kind of created space in that sense. He attracted the attention of everybody, but I mean, how can they capitalize on that? How can they do more than just, a funny or silly play, so to speak, by Fossa? Because this is going to be it. This is pretty much the Lord right now. I think the game is at stake with this fight.
Well, they are 5v5 now, so they definitely have the potential to try to go at it. Stellark, they tried to make a play the previous round, didn't quite pull it off. But it looks like this might be a round 2.
It might be a round 2. Chu is going to be left around. Sync trying to find somebody. Not able to do so, but do they actually go for this one? Ryan is going to concentrate to safety. He's fine. The Ionic Edge, I mean, this Uranus is just so tanky, so annoying to deal with. And all 5 members, Feathered Airstrike, that's going to be used. They're going to back off out of this one. Chu going to scout out most of this Falling Star Moon just to safety, but that might have been a bit of a misplay, considering that's on cooldown.
It is, but they've also baited out the Feathered Airstrike, right? So a lot of ultimates going down still. LY4 gonna start the turtle, the Lord here, and he does have the Retribution as well as the lethal counter to secure that. You know Stellark, they want to do something about this.
Oh, they want to do something, but it's not going to be enough. LY4, fast fingers, he'll take that one. And now Feathered Airstrike further zoning them out. Slow it down, regroup it. One last push, one last hope for Stellark.
Well, they didn't manage to get the Lord, so now, again, they have to go back in, Stellark, see if they can defend this. It's going to be a really tall order here. QDX left earlier on at the objective, also doing so much work, just zoning out the members of Stellark to ensure that they don't really have, you know, the space or the good positioning to contest it.
Yeah, they don't have the space. This is tough. Fossa all the way in the back end. Try to split push maybe, just attract attention, just be like, hey buddy, I'm here. Try to slow it down. But now the Lord has arrived. This is in the base, and he says, knock, knock.
It's not just Fossa though. OhDeerBambi, they're trying to come from the back.
Oh, Chu's been killed. The base is wide open. They're going to start focusing on this one. They've already got the kill on Sync, and it looks to be the end. OhDeerBambi's next on the list. Chu is as well, and that's going to be game 3. Going the way of Revival. 17-5, completely clinical in that game.
So good plays going there, recognizing that yes, you know, you can go dive the backline, try to look for Swirled, but we're just gonna be mindful, and in the meantime, Peace is gonna go all the way up, proc the crossbow of Tang, and be able to just take down members one by one by one, and that's exactly what they did. So phenomenal. Vertigo, what are you thinking?
I mean, ever since the start, ever since minute number 1, it was equal both sides. Peace had good pressure in the goal lane. Stellark just kept overstaying over and over again. Revival had 2 turtles, you know, Stellark had 1 turtle. And then, you know, there was just no tempo coming out from on the side of Stellark. You know, it was very mismatched. I would say it was very mismatched, right? Like the timing, like Bambi went in, and he just, you know, he thought he could burst Peace down, but then Peace was just, you know, he bought the Athena shield and it was just too tanky. And then a big crossbow of Tang at the final. And I mean, Fossa tried to pull off the impossible, right? It's like, I was thinking in my head, Fossa troll? No. Fossa by time because of pull yourself together, because he have that 15 seconds off his cooldown timing, so he can go all out, he can go all the way into the end. Big applause coming out from both sides. Congratulations to both teams. Unfortunately to Stellark, we'll see you guys in the next season though, seeded for season number 5, and congratulations to